Hello, everyone. Good evening. This is Efrat from Jerusalem. Thank you again for coming every week, this vigil, being with us. Every time that I was thinking and we among us thinking together what to bring from the ground, from the reality, there's so much happening there, and in the same time, like nothing changed. So I thought maybe through the psychosynthesis model, like we use, like Uta bring in the meditation, maybe something will become more clear. But looking at the mental field and the emotional and the physical, and it's a big tension and mess in each one of these parts. So I choose to bring today very personal experience, very personal point of view of mine, which brings really the deep dangerous, the existential dangerous that I feel, not because of the war, that it's terrible by itself, but more because of the inside split within the country, within the Israeli society, which bring up to the surface, I think, a very deep question and crucial question, which is what Israel will be, what is the face or the essence of this country will be. This is the big split. From one side is the more fanatic people, more religious people, most of them that would like it to take Israel, as I feel it, like 100 years back. Doesn't see anyone in the surrounding. Understand only the revenge and the power, or speak only these languages, and they want to take control of the country, to destroy the justices, places, and all of this. And from the other side, what brings me some hope is a over a growing group of people. It's not group, it's thousands of people who really look for another solution, for peace, for equality, for ending the occupation, for being liberal and really country that I feel that I think that I can be proud to belong. But now this split is really a big threat, and this is what I bring here. Thank you.
Wow, Efrat, this is Helen. Yeah, I am with you with this feeling. And looking at the history of the Middle East in the last, let's say, 100 years or so, the area has been so weakened by those rifts and schisms, conflicts mostly based on religious ground. And every time the result of those rifts brought an opening of a rent for external forces to come in, external forces with their own political agendas, with their economic interests, political interests, that change the area with no respect whatsoever for the humans who happen to live there. No consideration for their ethnicities, for their culture, for their heritage, for their lives. And it continues to be so till today. And the price is really high. So let us hold also the hope of this awakening consciousness all over the world, and especially, I'm sorry, I'm talking about the Middle East now. And yeah, so this is what I have to say in continuation of what you said, Efrat. Over to you, Uta.
Yeah, thank you. You too. The price is very high, and really our hope is now on the fact that all these misarrangements are now coming to the surface, and those who have the eyes open are able now to become aware of what's going on. And of course, as we said many times, this is a very complex situation. So many things play into the Middle East. So for us, our service, part of our service is certainly bringing our light into this situation, and also our heart, trying to make sense out of it, or shedding some light on it, and holding space for the necessary process. Okay, so let us enter into meditation, taking a few deep breaths and settling into our physical body. Connecting to the earth. Touching base with our heart. Touching base with the peace deep in our heart. Focusing now our awareness in the center of the head. Opening to the soul energy, and let the soul energy flood the personality. Standing as a conscious soul in incarnation. And linking in with each other now. Opening our hearts, feeling the love flowing from heart to heart. Feeling part of the group heart that is pulsing. Letting now the light of our minds slowly synchronize in our group mind. Creating this unified telepathic field. Holding it with our ajna centers. And standing soul to soul in this common work, in the will to peace. Realizing our group being a glowing magnet. And taking a moment to sense this, to realize this magnetic focus point in service to the Middle East. Visualize many co-workers from all over the world joining, contributing their lighted thought and their dedicated heart. So let us weave in this resource with conscious intent into our focus point. And as a group, let us now open our channel to our higher co-workers on the subtle planes. Tuning our group magnet to their vibration. Taking up now our position between the higher co-workers and the condition on the ground in the Middle East. And holding this alignment throughout this meditation, this midway position, this field of tension between the higher co-workers and the condition on the ground. So as impartial observers, let us now have a look at the Middle East, getting a sense of the location, Israel, and the occupied Palestinian territories of the West Bank and the Gaza Strip. Egypt to the south, Jordan and Syria to the east, Lebanon to the north, including in our awareness now the other nations in the Middle East, getting a sense of this whole area. And including in our awareness also the influence of other nations upon this region. And take a few moments now to just hold this complex situation in our perception as a huge, multi-layered field of tension. And as we do so, let us relinquish all sense of judgment, observing how all parties involved strain to understand what is their part to play, each according to their background and level of development. Focusing in for a moment on the emotional state of the people of the region. The loss, the pain, the uncertainty, the fear, the struggle to cope with this situation. And let's also take a brief look at the physical, the disintegration going on, the destruction. And as silent watchers, let us readjust now our position between the higher forces of light and love and this condition on the ground. We hold this field of tension, standing with intent, so we may act as a conduit for soul light. See and sense a shaft of pure golden white soul light, broad and brilliant, flooding the region of the Middle East. We stand and hold space for soul light pouring through all planes. Focusing on the mental plane, see soul light strengthen the thinkers on both sides and in other nations, those who work for the good of all in the Middle East, for a true way out of the perpetual cycles of violence. Just holding space for these thinkers. See the needed new approaches slowly taking shape. Approaches based on our common humanness. Visualize them gaining substance. Gaining recognition, gaining attention, taking up space in the mental field. See this whole mental field becoming lighter and clearer. And soul energy being able to stream through. Lighting up the mental sphere in the Middle East. Visualize now soul light pouring down into the emotional sphere of the area. Soothing, healing. Gently offering new ways. And visualize the hearts of the inhabitants respond to this soul energy, softening, gradually sensing better options. Let us take a moment to nurture this process with our love. See the soul light now pouring into the etheric physical plane, revitalizing. And through into the earth, penetrating the earth underneath the area, clearing out ancient patterns of war. Clearing out, affirming the will to peace. See a purifying energy flowing through, renewing, revitalizing the earth. Holding this whole column of soul light, visualize the seeds of a higher order slowly sprouting in the region. See a higher order based on right relations taking shape in the entire Middle East, bit by bit. And let us take a moment to hold space for this possibility. Visualize it happening. As we sound the great invocation now in Hebrew and in Arabic, let us radiate the possibility of a new day into the consciousness of the people in the Middle East and throughout the world.
מנקודת האור אשר בדעת אל, זרום האור אל דעת האדם. ירד האור על פני האדמה. מנקודת האהבה אשר בלב האל, תזרום האהבה אל לבבות אנוש. ישוב מורה עולם על פני האדמה. מהמרכז שבו נודע רצון האל, תנחה תכלית את רצונות אדם. תכלית אותה מורי האנושות יודעים ומשרתים. מהמרכז אשר נקרא המין האנושי, תוגשם תוכנית האהבה והאור, ויחתם הפתח אל הרע. יהי רצון, ויחדשו אור, אהבה ועוצמה, את התוכנית על פני האדמה. אמן.
من نقطة النور في العقل الإلهي ليشعل نور في عقول الناس وليهبط النور إلى الأرض. من نقطة الحب في القلب الإلهي ليتسرب الحب في قلوب الناس وليرجع معلم الكون إلى الأرض. من المركز الذي تعرف منها إرادة الله لتقود الغاية إرادة الناس البسيطة، تلك الغاية التي يدركها المعلمون ويخدمونها. من المركز الذي ندعون بالجنس البشري لينتج تسمين الحب والنور ويختم على الباب الذي يقيم به الشر، ليجدد النور والحب والقوة التسمين على الأرض. الله أمين.
Om.